Hello, beautiful people. The new Dance of Dragons update has been released for War Thunder today, and I will in this little video mention some of the changes and additions I find interesting for the lower ranks. As usual, the changes will center around the battle ratings I play myself, namely World War II and early Cold War ground and air content. Hope you enjoy. We can start out in the hangar, where we now can watch the aircraft models when choosing different secondary weapons loadouts. A neat little detail is that we can now watch how different weight of loadouts impact the height of the landing gear on the ground. A side-setting menu has been added, where you can now change the reticle to your heart's content. You can add different elements to the site and save it. It can be done for individual tanks or for all of them. The US has had the heavy tank T1E1 with a 90mm gun added at battle rating 5.7. This potent gun is going to be a menace for the Tiger H1 at the same battle rating. France has had the Dutch Sea Fury SP-51 fighter aircraft added, also at battle rating 5.7. The Sea Fury is a fine aircraft that will do great in the French tech tree. And lastly, Sweden has had the Finnish KB1 model 1942 added. Good news, but it is sadly a premium vehicle that costs almost 3,000 golden eagles or about $18. This is the vehicle that was needed, but should have been added in the regular tech tree for free. A very interesting and very useful change has happened to the American Battle Pass vehicle T55E1. The turning mechanism of the two pairs of front wheels has been changed to now turning the whole frontal carriage instead of the individual sets of wheels. This means that the turning radius has been changed from goddamn annoying to a much smaller amazing. This is a big change for the vehicle, and I know that I myself now will use it quite a bit more. The French landship 2C Bis had its mandated armor increased from 35 to 50mm. Also, the gun depression and elevation angles have been changed from -10 and +10 to a now very nice -15 and +20 degrees. The maximum speed of the little Japanese Type 98 Kini has been increased from 40 to 50 km an hour. The elevation angles for the 106mm recoilless rifle on the Italian Fiat 6614 has been changed from limited -10 and +12 degrees to extreme -17 and +65 degrees, and that is a pretty damn big change. The same gun elevation angles has also been added to the German Battle Pass vehicle SPZ 12-3 LGS. Quite a number of early World War II Japanese tanks have had their transmission gear ratio changed. I have not yet tested how it impacts the performance, but I would hope it would increase the acceleration. The German Panzer III's E, F and J models have had their turret rotation speed increased from 12 to 14 degrees a second. A welcome change that will surely help them out a little bit. All the variants of the Comet 1 tank has had the muzzle velocity of the high explosive shell Mark I decreased dramatically. It went from 745 meters a second to now 495 meters a second. Practically, this means a rather large drop. I have here loaded the AP shell Mark 8, which has a muzzle velocity of 785 meters a second. When I now switch to the changed high explosive shell, we can see how big the difference is. It would be pretty annoying and confusing to now switch between the two shell types where a large shift in aiming is required. All variants of the AML-90 light tank has had the turret traverse speed decreased from 25 to 18 degrees per second, a rather large nerf. All the M47 medium tanks variants and M46 Tiger has had the maximum reverse speed increase from 12 to 19 km an hour, a pretty nice buff. On the aircraft side of things, the Ki-84s have had 100 kg bombs added. The American SB-2C-1C Helldiver has had a 1,600 pound armor-piercing and two 1,000 pound armor-piercing bombs added. The SB-2C-4 and SB-2C-5 variants have also had two 1,000 pound armor-piercing bombs added. Armor-piercing bombs has also been added to the variants of the A-26 Invader strike aircraft with four 1,000 pound bombs. On the big bomb side of things, the British battle rating 6.0 Lincoln B Mark II heavy bomber can now carry 4,000, 8,000 and the largest 12,000 pound bomb. The Japanese Ki-49 bombers can now carry an additional 500 kg bomb, up from 1. The Soviet fighter aircraft Yak-9K, Yak-9UT, the Tisma, Su-8 and Chu-1 has had armor-piercing high-explosive ammunition and the corresponding belt added for the NS-45 cannon. So this means less armor-piercing capability compared to the solid AP shell, but with much more improved post-spin damage. The Israeli Spitfire Mark 9 can now also use rockets and bombs. The US battle rating 4.0 fighter aircraft P-63A-10 and C can now also use M8 rockets. They can now carry a total of 6, 3 under each wing. The ammo for the gunners of the PE-8 Soviet heavy bomber have doubled and even more. I personally do not think how this is even needed, since a single hit from a Russian heavy machine gun seems to be enough to destroy even the mouse tank. The engines for all of the Dornier Do-217 German bombers have had a bug removed that led to quick engine overheating. And finally, the bridges on the Eastern Europe map in domination mode has been destroyed. Luckily, this change only affects battles at or below battle rating 4.0. That was about it from what I found interesting for now. I didn't mention every single change and addition though, so feel free to add what I did not in the comment section. Thanks for watching and remember to deploy your die brakes. Have a good one.